Hi, we're at the Divertimenti and Daunt Books Culinary Salon for books, bloggers, and supper clubs, and I am so pleased to welcome Deb Perelman. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And you've been having a whirlwind tour of the UK.
It's been very interesting.
How long have you been here?
So I've been here since, I think this is my fifth, I've been here since Thursday, fifth day, sixth day.
Yeah.
And so I've been in and out of London.
Jet lag is semi under control?
Yeah, the jet lag's fine. Just a lot of traveling within the UK.
Well, I've been enjoying your cookbook so much.
Thank you.
Both doing the recipes but also reading it. And you have such a fantastic tone. I know that people talk about this when they write about your book. This just kind of friendly way you have about talking about food. And it really does seem to inspire this feeling of comfort amongst your readers. I mean, you must find that from the interaction that you get from people.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I don't really know how to speak in any kind of authoritative way about food. I'm not really interested in speaking in an authoritative way about food. I think there are enough people who can tell you what you're doing wrong in the kitchen or how you should be cooking. So I'm much more interested in just talking to people the way I would like to be spoken to about cooking. I always, and this is me showing my age, probably, but I remember when kitchen phones had cords, and we had the very long ones in the kitchen, and I always remember, like, you know, Mom being on the phone to a cousin or a friend, and they were explaining how to make a recipe, like, oh, you just do it this way. Yeah, don't worry about that. It's going to get a little brown at the edges, and that kind of real, yeah, no, but it's just this reassuring, non-patronizing, totally unbossy way of talking about food, and I love that. I just think that's how everybody, you know, when I'm talking about home cooking, I think that's a nice thing to channel.
But there's a nice sense of obsessiveness about your work as well, which is great because as a reader you think she really knows this recipe is going to work, which you don't always get. But you're not afraid to test it and test it and test it again and again until you get it the way you want it.
Well, what's the point otherwise? I mean, no, I'd like to put my name on something that I feel mediocre about at best. I think this might work. I'm just going to no, that seems like a terrible idea. So I feel like there's enough recipes out there. If you need a recipe for chocolate cake, you don't need to come to me. But how are you going to know that some chocolate cake recipe that you Google on the internet is going to work for you? What are you going to do if it doesn't work? It's not going to apologize. So I think in the end it really comes down to reliable recipe sources and somebody or some, you know, publication that's going to make sure that it works every time, no matter what you do, and maybe anticipate the places where it might be weird, like the cake batter might look rough here, or it might seem too thick to spread in the pan, or all of those things that I wish more recipes would warn me about.
Absolutely. And you talk about cooking out of this tiny kitchen, and have you actually gone to a smaller kitchen than you had before?
Yeah, I don't always make the best decisions for myself. I didn't say
So it's what, 42 square, it's like a little...
Yeah, I mean, it's small, but you know, I was cooking on a houseboat today. And the kitchen was smaller, but I actually liked it better. Yeah. I mean, it was slightly smaller, but the layout was fantastic. I don't think people need as much space as they need. They need to organize a little bit. They need to get the clutter off their counter. They need to like remove the canisters and make sure they can use the space they have. But I don't think we need as much space as we think we do. This is what I tell myself. If I had a bigger kitchen, I would be fine with that too.
Exactly. So what's next? I mean, the blog is amazing. People love it. The cookbook is doing amazing well. Anything that we should look forward to? World domination? Anything that's...
No. I'm not working on anything. I don't have plans. It's just not the way I work at all. I really just enjoy keeping up the site, and I've been promoting the book since it came out, and that's about it.
That sounds great.
No more for me. That's good.
That's great. Well, thank you for coming to help celebrate Divertimenti's 50th birthday.
Thank you
and for joining us, Deb Perelman. Thank you.
Thank you.